who the top 10 quarterbacks in just the AFC are, because we did NFC, about 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yep.
So now that Aaron is officially a Jet, let's do the top 10 AFC quarterbacks. For those of you who are new here, we start at 10 and go to 1 on our list. So number 10, by the way, this is going into this upcoming year, so you got to look at O-line, coaching staff. Now the draft hasn't happened, but we'll look at kind of the direction of the franchise going into this football season. So number 10, let's go Deshaun Watson. So first of all, he gets a full offseason, a real legit offseason with the team. He didn't get that last year. Amari Cooper is the second year in the system. He's a bona fide, legit number 1. Great route runner. Is going to be open more times than he's not. So he's a great, dependable number 1. So Deshaun, another year in the system. Amari, another year in the system.
Let's not forget about the running game to take
the
pressure off,
running game
too.
is really, really nice. And we do like Kenny Pickett, and we think he's going to be pretty decent. But the defense doesn't have to be like shaking in their boots for Kenny. And who knows with Lamar, and as of late, he's been a little injury prone. So who knows? The future of the Browns isn't super bleak for this year. Should be a lot better. Yeah. Deshaun at 10. Number 9, Russell Wilson. There's no way he could be worse than he was.
We hope not.
There's just no way. Look, you don't go from like 105, 108, 107, 106 pass rating in 4 consecutive years to going to what, 70 or 80, right? There's a reason for it. Nathaniel Hackett was not a good coach. They had cluster injuries. They had the running back injuries, offensive line injuries, wide receiver injuries. So he had nothing to work with. Awful coaching. Now we get Sean Payton, who gets a full draft. They're going to be significantly better. So Russell at 9 to me. Like I think he's going to take a step forward. I think he'll return closer to MVP form. Pass rating mid to high 90s. He'll throw up 28 touchdowns, 10 picks, and be a lot better. They'll probably be a playoff team.
I agree with that. And the main argument against Russ is going to be his age, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. I just don't think he's washed. I don't think you're that productive. Have one little hand injury and jump off the face of the earth. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to be better. And in an AFC, it is crazy. It is crazy to think that a guy with the history of Russell Wilson, with the skill and talent that we know he has, is a number 9 guy in the conference. If that doesn't say how strong the AFC is and how loaded they are with quarterbacks, I don't know what else does.
I agree. 7 and 8 we're going to do together because to me they're interchangeable. But so we're going to go Tua at 8, Lamar at 7. So for me, they both have injury problems, which that's the main problem because when they're both healthy, they're both wildly productive. Their teams win a lot. I would have Lamar slightly higher because I think he's more dynamic with his legs, which is where the game is heading. I think he's not a thicker athlete, but he's a more dynamic athlete. He's a taller athlete, which I prefer in my quarterbacks. Tua's a little bit smaller, a little bit more slight. To me, Tua, and the thing, Lamar has had like ankles and knees, which aren't ideal. But like one more concussion, like you have to seriously consider, is Tua going to retire?
It's going to be like maybe an Andrew Luck situation,
right? And so Lamar, it's like he could have another injury. Would I love it? No. Would he still come back and for the next 12 games be a top 10 quarterback? Yeah,
he would.
Yeah. So Lamar to me is slightly higher plus the MVP. So Lamar at 7, Tua at 8. Again, both with injury concerns. I could hear the argument for them to be reversed as well.
Yeah.
Number 6 here for me though is Aaron Rodgers, and I'm not even a huge fan of Aaron, but let's not like mince words here. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the game. Still is one of the most accurate, most clever with the football, and he's been in the league like 18 years now, so he's seen everything. He's really good at the line of scrimmage, and he hopefully takes it a full offseason with young receivers. If he takes it and utilizes it, that can be a dangerous football team. The schedule is a little bit. We haven't gotten the order of it yet, but it's not great. So they need to be on their game early.
Yes, and I think he's going to show up for the offseason this year. I mean, when you get a new job and you have a bunch of new people that you have to meet and a lot of people that you have to learn how to work with, I mean, he's never played with any of these guys.
No.
So I think that's going to be a big thing. But he is lower because of the age thing. He is progressively taking steps down. He's still one of the best in the game, but still taking steps down. And I think the guys above him are just that much better.
I just don't think he's as committed as the 5 above him. 5 being Trevor Lawrence, the prodigy himself. We talked a little bit about him earlier.
Football Jesus.
Football Jesus. And he's going to play like that, and he's only going to continue to get better. I think another year under Doug Peterson, you could hear a serious argument for him being above number 4, which is Josh Allen, who is regressing since he's lost Brian Dable. Trevor Lawrence is getting better coaching, while increasingly it seems like Josh Allen's getting worse coaching. It matters. Don't kid yourself. And Trevor Lawrence is still young, so they can still surround him with more talent. Outside of Diggs, I don't trust many pieces in Buffalo, so it's kind of the Josh Allen show. But he is a little bit more talented. He's been in the game a little longer. He's a little bit more refined at this point. So Josh at 4, Trevor at 5. Again, could hear the argument for it reversed. I think the top 3 for me is very, very solid. 3, Herbert. I get a lot of what I get with Josh Allen, but I get less mistakes. I get more polish, more refinement. He's more accurate. I think he throws better on the run. I think he's a better leader. I think he throws better touch balls, like his deep ball with touch. I think is a much better football to catch. Like I said, I don't get a ton of the turnovers. And yeah, it's great that Josh Allen runs. I don't need my quarterback running 18 times a game between the tackles. I just don't. And Herbert doesn't give me that. But he gives me enough outside the pocket, extending a play where I'm happy with his mobility where it's at. And I'll take the bonuses in the throwing.
No, I like that too. Like you said, with Josh Allen, lowering your shoulder into running or into linebackers it's not the.
We don't need it.
It is not the recipe for like a long sustained career in the league.
Yeah, I agree. Number 2 here, Joe Burrow. For me, I think he's the most poised, most accurate, best on third down, and most efficient quarterback in the game. I think outside of being a little bit more dynamic off schedule, I think he would be number 1. I think he does everything on schedule better than Patrick Mahomes. I think Mahomes is still the same steady, accurate quarterback off schedule as he is on schedule, which makes him number 1 on this list. I think Burrow is really closer than a lot of people want to admit. I just think he needs to break through that, the Super Bowl barrier. Once he gets Super Bowl, you're going to hear legitimate arguments for him being number 1. But I think Mahomes right now has set himself apart because of what he can do, athletically and more dynamically outside of the pocket.
And he really is leading the league. Like Mahomes.
Yeah.
He is the face. And
he's easily the face. Yeah, for sure.
But like you said, I mean, I haven't seen anybody play with the swagger that Joe Burrow plays with, though.
No, Joe Burrow is very confident, very, very calm, cool, collected. He's the 3 C's. You could add 4. Confident, calm, cool, collected.
Yeah.
The 4 C's, Joe Burrow.
The 4 C's of Joe Burrow. I like that. That's good. Yep. That is good.
So there's our top 10. Deshaun, Russell, Tua, Lamar, Aaron, Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes at 1 for the AFC. Again, where would you slot in Jalen Hurts? I'd probably throw him at 6. Move everybody down a slot. I could hear an argument for like a Kirk Cousins, or if Stafford's healthy, them sliding in at the bottom. But I think about at least 7 AFC quarterbacks are on this list for sure.
Yeah,